What's up, guys? Today I'm gonna just be going over a few games that I played with this deck I've been using. Okay, I know I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this, but I've been using Elixir Golem. This Elixir Golem deck. It's been pretty popular lately. I was tilting, and I needed some kind of change, right? Because I was at top 7,000 in the world, 8,000, and it just wasn't enough because I just kept losing and winning. So I use this deck, and I'm not gonna lie, this deck is actually insane. Once you learn, it's pretty easy to play, but once you actually learn, the read elixir and when to go in, what kind of pushes you need to make, this deck can be super, super strong. So today I'm gonna be showing you guys a few games that I played, and I think maybe were games I probably couldn't have, I shouldn't have won, but at the end of the day, I think this deck could probably almost beat anything. So, yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. All right, the first game right here was against Lava Hound. There's not much really to say about it because, I feel like in this matchup, because he has lightning and arrows, I think it's a pretty even matchup. He does have Valk for the Skelly King. He has lightning for my E-Drag. He has arrows for all my swarms. So, I wouldn't say this is like a totally in my favor matchup. Also because I only have the E-Drag and Night Witch for air for his Lava Hound and Skelly Drags and whatnot. So I don't think it was really too much in my favor. But you guys will see here, once you get these big pushes going, there's almost nothing to do. Oh, and a good tip, by the way, is Arrow's Goblin Curse actually does kill Skeleton Dragons. So you need to keep that in mind if you do end up playing Curse or anything. It is super, super strong as well. And I know a lot of people don't like to play Elixir Golem because, it feeds elixir to your opponent. But if you really think about it, you're playing a 3 elixir card and they get 4 elixir back from it, but they end up spending more elixir defending it than they do. So they don't really get to use the elixir from the Elixir Golem. So in my opinion, I think Elixir Golem does need a nerf, and I don't know how you could really nerf it. I looked at the statistics, and because I level 15, this is actually insane. If you count up all the Golemites and the Golem in its regular form, all that together, the Elixir Golem actually has a total of 6,000 health, which is, I think, ridiculous because it does a ton of damage for only 3 elixir. So you're getting almost a Golem worth of health. And not only are you getting a Golem's worth of health, but it's for 3 elixir. And not only that, but it literally gives okay, let's think about it this way. Elixir Golem is 3 elixir and it gives your opponent 4, so that's 7 elixir right there, right? But a regular Golem is 8 elixir, does less damage, and I don't know, I really love this deck right now, and there's not too much I can really say about it just because it's so easy to play. You don't have to really make predictions and whatnot, so it is pretty low skill. But I suggest, if you're stuck in an area, I feel like this would also work against a lot of off meta as well. So if you're stuck, in mid ladder playing against a lot of Mega Knight and just a lot of those type of cards, I think this is a really good deck, just to try to get out of there. I know it might hurt your dignity to play, but at the end of the day, the goal of Clash Royale is to win. You want to get as good as you can. That's really the main point of this game. So why not use what's available to you? And that's the way I've been going about it. And don't get me wrong, I hate Elixir Golem players too. But at the end of the day, they're just trying to win with the cards that Clash Royale gave to them. So yeah, take a very dominant win against Lava Hound in the first game. And I'll see you guys in the next one. So in this next match, I'm not showing losses because I think it'll be easier to explain in wins, what I did right, so you guys can make the same plays. If you guys want to see me also post some losses, I could do that too, because I know watching losses can also help. Just because if you watch you lose, you can kind of, analyze what's going on, what you did wrong. And so I believe that is also really good. He goes for an Inferno Dragon onto my Skeleton King, which I really didn't understand. And then he accidentally zaps his own tower. He missed his zap. And then he goes for the Valk, so he has no elixir to defend my Elixir Golem Might Witch push. And he did fireball my King Tower here, which, I feel like he shouldn't have done because he could have Skeleton Dragons and maybe guards or something to prevent the 3 crown. But yeah, that was a super quick win. And yeah, this deck is actually insane. So this is the 3rd match, and this is my game to get to like top 3K, I believe. And so, you know, I'm still not there at the top. You know, I'm kind of the mid ladder of UC, but right here you can see I start off the game with the Curse and the Goblin Gang. It does get 900 damage, but I feel like if you kind of just need to cycle a 2 elixir card with a small counter push, it's not bad because it does force them to place something else. And maybe you can catch them out of cycle like with a good card. Also, I seen the Sparky here, and I kind of just like, I don't know. It kind of just hit me like, I don't know if I can win this game, because you think about it, Elixir Golem is really just one big clump of stuff in one lane. So another thing you could do though with Elixir Golem, the cool thing about it is having the Skelly King, you're able to make dual lane pushes. And right here he goes all in with this. Thank God I have E-Drag and Skeletons, because if I didn't, honestly my tower would have been gone right here. But because I have the Curse, the Skeletons, the E-Drag, I'm able to protect my tower and, you know, hold on a little longer. He does have a off meta kind of deck, which I really do give him kudos for. But yeah, when I loaded it up, I thought maybe he's playing P.E.K.K.A Goblin Giant, which isn't horrible because most of them don't carry lightning, so you can kind of use your Evo E-Drag to shut down the push. But I just put my Skeleton King in the other lane. I probably should have done it a little bit further back and whatnot, because my Night Witch was supposed to spawn bats so I can get a good Skelly King ability, but because it was so far in front, there was no reason to even use my ability. So I was kind of just a wasted Skeleton King in my opinion. But right here, you can see I get a really close lightning. Like, I was so close. If that Sparky would have shot, I would have been so sad, because you can see here, like, look at all this damage. And he didn't have even time to react. Like, look at all the stuff he's just getting down late. And I still take his tower. Like, he puts a whole mini pick and I still get his tower, which is absolutely insane. Nerf E-Golem. And right here, I know, like, Evo Skeletons, they're not super good. But the really good thing about them is you can catch your opponents kind of off guard and get those skeletons down. And you can take down a quarter of a giant, or even almost half of a giant if they're not ready or expecting the skeletons. Like, if they're not reading your cycle. But yeah, right here I was like, okay, all I need to do is defend, you know, it won't be that hard. But then I forgot about, like, literally what I was just saying. He has Evo Musketeer in cycle, so I shouldn't have played my E-Drag there. And I placed my Skelly King right into his Evo Snowball. And this giant, 1 HP, gets to hit on my tower. And it's a 2-tower game, and I'm already down 1,000 damage on my other tower. So I was not too excited for this next part of the game. But the really cool thing about this deck is having the lightning, because some of it doesn't really carry big spells. Some of these Elixir Golem decks will only carry small spells. Right here, he puts his Musketeer and Sparky in one spot. And I thought my arrows would finish it off, but because it's a level 16 Sparky, it stays alive. If it was one level lower, it would have died. And my E-Drag gets a 360 flip on the tower, and that is so much damage. And I knew right here, if I were just to let him build up a push off of that, I definitely would have lost. So I just went all in, and I actually took the win, which is super nice. Yeah. Just to finish this one off, I'm going to be showing you guys the deck, or I mean, the first game I used with Elixir Golem, which I was at 1922. So you can see I pushed up 300 medals within like a few hours, which was super nice. Like, I think I've done it before, because I did use the new mortar, kind of, you know, the really popular mortar deck right now. I did use that deck, and it actually did help me get up about 200 medals, as well as using what was the other deck I was using? I can't think. Oh, I was using Minor Rocket, which also helped me get up pretty high. Right here, you know, I was kind of scared because I knew he had Fireball, and I knew his Expo would retarget, which I really was not happy for. And I just gave him so much Elixir back with that Elixir Golem. So you can see, like, Elixir Golem you can't really just be careless with, because it does give your opponent a lot of Elixir. And right here, you know, I kind of thought I was dead already. Like, I wasn't expecting, you know, anything crazy, because, like, I have to play another Elixir Golem right into an Expo. One bat does stay alive. It gets one nibble on the Expo, not that much damage, but still overall helps. I shouldn't have gone for the Curse here. I think that was a little overcommitment, because he does just get a log down. And you can see, again, he is up so much elixir right now. And I knew he was going to go with another expo, so I was just kind of hoping maybe I could stay alive. Okay, he didn't go with the expo. I don't know why I thought he would. I think he should have. Just kept pressuring because he was going to get a free elixir every time, but I'm not complaining because, I'm playing against him. Anyways, I get a nice elixir golem kite here, and then get some Evo skeletons down in this night, just so I can try to chain him to the expo, which it doesn't work, but you can see my elixir golem is tanking for the expo while also supporting my other push. And he puts his Evo archers right by his tower, so awesome arrows value. I believe I popped my Skelly King. Yeah, I popped the Skelly King ability. And look at this right now. I have so much swarm on the board right now, and he was very low on elixir, so I got some really, really good damage. And from this part, I wasn't I didn't exactly know I won the game, but I had a pretty good idea that I did, just because he can't really, he's gonna be stuck on defense if I can make him the most of the game. I just had to survive the single elixir, which I think against those kind of building decks like Mortar and Expo, you really just want to survive single elixir and try to, push into his buildings, or even pushing away like I am here. So I think against Expo, it's better to push away. And then against Mortar, because Mortar does splash damage, I think it's better just play into the Mortar. If it gets 2 shots on your tower or something, it's fine, because you're going to have a crazy counter push coming. Right here, I was a little bit scared, but you can see I just lightning, and Skelly King does tank long enough, so he only gets 1 expo shot, and really all I have to do here is go for, I could have just cursed, but, this works too. Right here is just being super aggressive, I think, because he knows he needs to catch up in damage somehow. And if he plays same lane, it just gives him fireball value onto the tower, so I believe that's what he was going for. But, yeah, it's just insane. There's so much DPS in this deck. It's actually crazy. And it's super cheap. If you think about it, you would think this deck is kind of a little bit of beatdown, right? But it's only 3.5 elixir, which makes you able to compete with some of those Mortar decks, because Mortar bait is also, not very cheap, but it's a medium-sized or medium elixir deck, I would say. And right here, I get some Evo Skellies, make him log. Then I can pop my ability. And I already had good damage on both sides. And what sucks for him is he has to go into a 4,000 HP Princess Tower now. And I can play into his weak side, because that's also my weak side. So I make him also play into me. And then right here, I get a really nice lightning right before the Tesla goes back down. And then, I let him get a little luck, because I have so much health on that tower. It really doesn't, he can't fireball cycle from this point. 30 seconds left. I have lightning. There's just nothing he can really do. I see he gets the fireball down, so I was kind of realizing that I need to be really aggressive, because I can't, he has a faster cycle, and I cannot let him get the fireballs down. Right here, I went super, super aggressive, because I didn't want him to go fireball the tower. And he does fireball anyway, which I think, he kind of had to do. But at the same time, it's look at the E-Golem. It's almost full health, and I can just arrow all this away. Goblin Curse to get some extra damage on the tower and try to get some goblins. I just keep pressuring, because I know he has to fireball, and then since he has to fireball, he's low on elixir, and I can just lightning, and my golem might just eat his tower. So that was a really good first game. My first game with the elixir golem. Not my first time ever playing it, but first time with this deck on ladder. So yeah, I really do enjoy this deck, and I suggest you guys, if you want to try to get a new PR, or if you're just trying to push in Trophy Road, I definitely recommend trying out this deck. And yeah, thank you guys for watching, and please let me know if you guys have any ideas. If you just want to get in contact, join the clan, whatever you guys want to do. I'm always reading comments, so just yeah, thank you.